when souls are connected here in this world, they are in the afterlife. And this is what I'm talking about. How many times do I do readings? I'll bring up a name and I'll talk about somebody and people will be like, oh, Matt was off. Oh, he didn't know. And the next thing you know, they'll go back and they'll tell their family member, they'll be like, what the hell? That was so-and-so. That was your dad's here, your grandmother's here, and I have this young man that's also here that will not leave me alone on the other side. Who is that to you?
I don't know. A young man that passed,
He's actually telling me that he passed in a car accident. Who passed in the car accident or the motor vehicle accident here in this world?
I don't know anybody that did.
When I tell you young, I mean like that he was in his teenage years young. Pete, is there Pete or Peter that passed in that way?
Not to my knowledge.
Find out, because how many people will say to me, yeah, I don't know. And then next, that soul, they'll connect with that soul later on and be like, oh my God, that was our next door neighbor. That was that person. Please know that this is common, that when your loved ones get to the other side, they see everybody there. It's like one big family reunion with heaven. And your dad is showing me that soul is there because he was from the neighborhood. And
my sister just texted me. Yes, it's a church friend of my mom's.
Shut the hell up. How does she know? Is she on here?
Yeah, my sister's on here, Cindy.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How do you connect with that? Do you know that person?
Yeah, he was a young man that used to come to, my mother used to hold church services for kids who didn't want to go to church. And he was one of them, and he died in a motorcycle accident, ran into a tree.
He's here.
Wow.
Family. Your mom passed as well?
Yes.
Because you're all here together, and your grandmother is here with your mother. Sorry, because when those two were together and they would not separate on the other side. Because what happens is that when souls are connected here in this world, they are in the afterlife. And this is what I'm talking about. How many times do I do readings? I'll bring up a name and I'll talk about somebody and people will be like, oh, Matt was off. Oh, he didn't know. And the next thing you know, they'll go back and they'll tell their family member, they'll be like, what the hell? That was so-and-so. That was Well, please know that this was not just a random soul. This was a favorite of your mom and dad's here in this world. Because I see when I'm connecting that it wasn't just that he didn't go to church. I see when I'm connecting that he had issues with his family here in this world when I'm connecting. And your mom was very much a mentor to him. And that was a death that really was hard on her here in this world because she knew him and loved him. So please know that her and your dad are with that soul on the other side. Your mother's coming through because the one thing that she wants to let you know is not only that she's okay on the other side, but she wants to talk about all the ways that she comes through to you. And what's so amazing is Cindy, she tells me that you get dreams of her. So you have had dreams of your mom?
I do.
Well, listen, your mother's not just telling me that. She goes, Matt, my daughter's a little bit psychic, she says to me. And my daughter gets like dreams and like little like messages from me. Tell her she's not crazy. Tell her I'm always trying to talk to her. Is that true?
Yes, it is. I feel it all the time. And I wake up and I wish that I could remember the dreams, and I often forget them.
Let me tell you something. That's something that I had to deal with my abilities is really retaining the information, because our mind knows that it shouldn't be happening, or that's not a normal thing, or it's not like a real experience when we see our loved ones in a dream or things like that. So our mind tries to forget it, even though we had that experience. Please know that your mom has been testing that connection. And also when I'm connecting with her, this was a woman who had suffered here in this world before her passing. Because when I'm connecting with her, she says, Matt, please let my daughters and my family know, she says, that I am fine. She says, I did not want to leave this world. She says, and more importantly, she says, I did not want to be sick, she tells me. You know, for a while, your mom is telling me that she tried to hide this here in this world. She talks about not wanting to tell the two of you how sick she actually was and what was going on with her. She said to me when I'm connecting, it was my heart when I'm connecting. She showed me a vision. I've never seen this before. It looks to me like a heart murmur that turned into this. Like it may have started as a murmur and then turned into congestional heart failure. That's what your mom's showing me.
That's what I worry about, because I have the same thing. I have a very slight heart murmur, and I think, Danny, you do too, right? Mm-hmm. So it runs in the family.
Hello, this is what I'm talking about. Listen, I don't know what I'm saying. You guys gonna know. I was an idiot. I've never seen a heart murmur. That's not something that we deal with. But your mom was showing me this heart, and she says my heart was leaky. She says, and she said to me that she really started to slow down, that she started to get really tired. She says to me about the fact that there were times when she'd have to stop and take breaks because she'd be winded because of all of these things. She says, but Matt, tell them that there was one thing that I want them to know, that even though I had this issue, she says, I was so happy that God gave me so much time to spend here on this earth. She says, and more importantly, to pull closer to my daughters, because we were so close before my passing, she's telling me.
Yeah. Yeah.
She says to me that she wants to thank you for the way that the two of you came and rushed up to the front of the line to take care of her here in this world. She says, I want to thank you for the way that you had loved me, for the way that you were there for me, and more importantly, the way that you had never left me, because she's bringing that through. She says, I want them to know that on the other side, that me and their dad have reunited. We're both watching over them. And that's the
Seriously?
Oh, my Lanza. Listen, that people make this into something it's not. When I say reunited, they're reunited in the fact that they're watching over the both of you. That your loved ones, you unite to watch over you. You know, here in this world, this is a hard thing for us to understand because we have things like divorce, we have things like separation, and we're used to families saying, well, you're gonna go with dad for 2 weeks and then you're gonna come with me for 2 weeks, right? What happens is that on the other side, souls come together, they put aside their differences for one reason, to watch over us here in this world. And this is your mom's way of letting you also know that by her showing you that she's with your dad, it's her way of showing you that they left their differences aside to watch over the both of you and to let you know that they are safe and at peace.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm gonna leave you with that.